everybody and welcome back to another video. So I'm going to look through the rehearsal snippets that we've got for the Big Five plus Ukraine, and just to give you my little thoughts and opinions based around that. So I will be reacting to them as I go along. Of course, I do know there is no clip for the UK's rehearsal simply because there was some technical difficulties from what I've gathered, and so they've omitted it out from the actual overall clip, I suppose you could say. I don't know if it was a backing singer or whether it was somebody in the arena. Apparently they were singing the song and it was overshadowing May's vocals to a point where it just completely ruined the entire clip. So hopefully we do get something, because I mean they did do a couple of runs, surely they've got something to go on. Right, okay, let's go. Germany's kicking off. They are not messing around. It's big. It's electric. Pyro's literally everywhere. They literally said, yeah, let's throw all the budget at this. And Chris's vocals, again, you can't falter them. I think Germany will avoid the bottom five this year. Okay, France. This was the one I was probably the most impressed by when I saw the photos. So they're going in with the opening shot. Oh, so they're going to reveal the whole plinth right at the beginning. Oh, okay, I thought they might have saved that for later. Okay, so Italy is keeping it, from what I could see, very similar to the Sanremo performance. Very classy, very simple, to the point. Oh, was that a camera person or was that supposed to be like a dancer? Oh no, they were dancers. Right, so we've got dancers there then. Oh, okay. Ooh, Ukraine. Similar to the national final performance by the looks of things. I love how they're so in sync on that moment, that is brilliant. I love the outfits though, they're very striking and they do stand out. Use of the LED as well is, again, really, really grand. This should do pretty well. Okay, Spain. Very, very similar to the national final performance. I think that was actually extremely effective, so I'm glad they're still going in with that. I'm just so mesmerised by her vocals. Like, I don't want to say anything. Hopefully, I'm just hoping that the juries go for this and the public are like, okay, so I'm just, as I said, this one's going to be a bit shorter than the others, obviously, because there's only 5 to look at. But yeah, I think everybody's got their own concept and they're sticking with their concepts from how they started out. I think the thing is that take out France and everybody else was selected via national selection of some sort. So I think we had a fair idea of what they were going to go in with the first thing. I think that's maybe why I'm so impressed by France, simply because, well, it was an internal pick. We just didn't know where they were going to go with this. They've literally thrown so much budget at that, and I'm just a bit worried if they do win. I feel bad for whoever the finance minister is, because they are going to be screwed come next year. What with Junior Eurovision this year, Tour de France and Olympics on top. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. Yeah, I think everybody's actually really come together this year and come up with some really, really good stuff. I must admit, from seeing those clips, I don't really have a standout now. I'm interested to see how the rest of France's goes. I think that's going to be one to watch. Now, based on what we also received yesterday, was the rest of the auto qualifiers picked out which half they are going to be performing in on Saturday. And yeah, I noticed the fandom meltdown on Twitter while I was heading into work and partly working, that France, Italy and Spain have all drawn the first half. I did realise the big meltdown and I thought, oh boy, a load of big favourites all clustered in the same half. This should be rather interesting to some degree. They did look rather disappointing, and I understand why, and especially when you've got huge competition around you and you know the fact that that could very well hinder your chances of winning. I think the thing is that it just depends on who is around them in the final. if you've got a song that may not necessarily be as hyped up, then you might stand out somewhat. It just depends on how everybody else draws. I don't think Italy will go second in the running order. It doesn't have the right vibe. I think it will go around, fifth or sixth in the running order. Again, depends on who else we get, but I've got a vibe it's going to go around there. France, I can understand why people think it might open. She's not necessarily a favourite, Lazara, she's an outsider favourite. They have done things before where they've put outsiders really early on, and I think it just depends on that platform that she's standing on. How does she get on the platform? Does she climb up, like, say, a ladder and they attach her on, a bit like what Kate Miller-Heidke had? If it's something like that and they do that backstage and she sort of gets wheeled on, I suppose, then they could very well open with that. However, if it's a really, really complicated stage and it has to be done on the stage, then yeah, they'll probably need a break. There's no way she'll probably end up going first. Personally speaking, I think she could go on around 8th. They could do 7 songs, have a break, and then bring her on, and then put a song in 9th that has very, very minimal stage and very easy to set up. They could do something like that. To be honest, in terms of the France dance, I think the producers might be banking on Belgium to qualify from the second semi and then draw the first half, because that to me was an opener all day long. So they could be banking on that. So who knows? I think Spain's probably got the more likely a chance of going in the latter half of that first block. I think that's a song that could very well end up going either really early on, say around 3rd or 4th, or they could very well go towards 11th to 13th. Again, depends on who else gets in that first half. If the likes of, say, Kalia and Lorraine end up going in the first half as well, that would really, really topple things over, I think. Germany have absolutely dodged a bullet by getting the second half. I think it will allow them to stand out a bit more, especially with the style of song. But either way, that's my very, very short thoughts and opinions around that. As for Ukraine and UK, well, they drew their slots early on in the season. Ukraine going 19th and the UK going last. And I think that might actually help both of them out. I think it wouldn't have mattered where you put Ukraine in that lineup. I think they'd still have a good shout at standing out regardless, simply because of the style of song and with what's going on at the moment. But also the fact that the UK as well, I think it's a good show closer. So I'm intrigued to see how that actual performance turns out. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to leave it here because, as I said, I'm going to try and keep it short, snappy and to the point. And I probably haven't, but still. So feel free to drop your comments down below. Please don't go rabid, please don't be toxic. I see enough of it on Twitter. Keep it clean, guys. And yeah, obviously I haven't uploaded my thoughts to semi-final 1 and semi-final 2, so I need to do that. I also need to pack because I'm heading off to Liverpool tomorrow to see what would have been the jury rehearsal show. So lots to do. Anyways, as always, take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one.